Hello everyone, my name is Amy and I enjoy gaming, and we're back for another special episode of just making our way across the High Isles. So let's see what we're going to be up to today. Well, let's go ahead and just grab that treasure real quick and we'll continue on our merry adventuring way. Oh, well. There was a sky shard. Oh, can I jump the rope? Nope. A picture hanging out around here, so. It might be misleading me, though. I don't think the sky shard locations have quite gotten there yet. Wait. Okay. Yeah, the sky shard symbol is showing up everywhere. So that's fun.
There. It's open. Got any more locks you need picked? How about you, Valencia?
I think not, thank you.
Now's not the time, Jakan. Let's see what awaits us down in the crypts.
I can't pinpoint the exact location of Quentin's medallion. He could be anywhere in here.
I'll scout ahead. Maybe someone should watch the door in case anyone follows us.
I'll keep watch. Be careful.
You care?
Quentin is our priority, but keep your eyes open. Who knows what the Ascendant Order left lying about?
Vexing for some competition.
Ascendant Order propaganda. Don't be taken in. They are not as benevolent as they want you to think. No sign of Quentin yet. We should keep going. The Ascendant Order has the captains of our missing ships. But where are the Alliance leaders? First things first, clear the path to the South Crypt. We must rescue the captains and hope that Quentin is with them.
Lady Arabelle.
Colleen, Zaji, Zuzo. Thank the Divines you're all right. But where are the delegates?
Apologies, my lady. We lost our charges.
Zaji is not all right.
Not to spoil the reunion, but we're about to get company.
Jakan, free the captains. Friend, keep the Ascendant Order at bay. Buy us some time.
Watching.
Stupid thing won't... Wait, got it!
Collect Valencia and get the captains to safety, Jakan. We'll find Quentin.
The Knights took Quentin away not long ago. I think they're questioning him now.
Then we must hurry. Come, my friend.
Oh, but I want to talk to the captains. Can I? Nope. My poor Zaji.
Down there. It's Quentin. Let's listen and try to figure out what's going on.
A new age of peace is upon us. An age of free peoples, standing together, not kneeling to distant thrones.
This is not your war, General. What say you?
The war took everything from me.
am with you. How can I help?
The Order is trying to recruit Quentin? We have to put a stop to this.
Each delegate carries a medallion like this one, Magus. It serves as both an invitation and a key.
Keep it. We may need your access later. Right now, I want you to kill the meddling investigator nipping at our heels.
Lady Arabelle? But she's...
No longer working alone. She's found some capable help. Deal with them.
Oh, Quentin. I guess you've made your choice.
Here is your chance, Quentin. Stop these fools and strike a blow for the people.
I'm sorry, Lady Arabelle. I've made my choice. For the Ascendant Order!
We must. We can't allow the General to stop us. I'm sorry it came to that, but well fought, my friend. Let's speak outside.
I don't know if we're supposed to, like, regret his death or anything, but... eh.
I didn't expect Guild General Quentin to turn on us, and I certainly didn't desire his death. It seems sympathy for the Ascendant Order is more widespread than I knew. We must be cautious, particularly with whom we choose to trust going forward. Do I expect it? No. But that doesn't mean we should let our guard down. This venture wasn't a complete failure, though. We rescued the captains of our missing ships. We need to find out what happened at sea and what befell the Alliance leaders. To Mandrake Manor, my home in Gonfalon Bay. I'll mark it on your map. Jacan, Valencia, and I have been using my townhouse as a base of operations.
Subtle.
I'm confident that it is as safe from the Ascended Order as any other location we might choose. Oh, the name comes from a book I'm rather fond of. I bought the manor to serve as my home in retirement, and I keep a few mementos of my career there. Meet me there, my dear, and we'll see what our rescued captains have to say about all this.
Let's see. I commented subtle because, I mean, she might say that that nowhere is safe on High Isles for this, but picking your own home, I'm I'm pretty sure there's better places than that, than your listed residence, especially with a group of despondents.
Looks like you're buying at the next pub, Fla.
Hey there, over here! An adventurer! Oh, thank every single divine you're here. I'm a squire without his knight, and she needs our help. Dame Matic and I are on a quest to slay the blood mage who resides within this ancient edifice. I did extensive research to ready us for the trials ahead, but she forbade me from entering the fiend's lair now that we're here. She has a rather unique style of mentorship. However, I fear confronting the villain and utilizing my research may be difficult for one person to do alone. If you're going to take the boat over and I follow, surely she can't fault me for that. Excellent. I do so hope we'll see an efficacious outcome to today's events. And that Dame Matic is safe, of course. Ah, yes, I have heard that sentiment before. It was my use of expensive words, wasn't it? Dame Matic has been an able teacher, and I'm a fair hand with a blade. But my mouth and my mind are my greatest weapons. As sure as the light of Magnus rises upon the face of Nirn each morning, I've wanted to join the knightly order since I was a child at my father's knee. Dame Matic was good enough to take me into her service. I'll do her proud, you'll see. An excellent question. We stand before the spire of the Crimson Coin, a relic of a bygone era, the time of the Breton coin barons. The sisters have been owned by many groups over the years, sold and resold by townsfolk on the continent. I have only an educated guess, but my guesses are usually pretty good. I believe the spire's ruler is none other than Jacquard Castle, Archmagus in service to House Gemard some 1,000 years ago. Fascinating, isn't it? He could have prolonged his life any number of ways. My best guess is some form of mystical prolongation, commonly called lichdom. My research indicates he has invested his soul in a powerful phylactery. Further study is obviously indicated. Dame Matic!
There's no profit in this. Away with you!
Blast! This isn't over. All right. Many greetings, traveler. Truth be told, I'm glad Rayan didn't listen to me. Shows he's coming out of his shell. I just know beneath his mousy visage beats the heart of a poet. Plus, we could use your help against that damn blood mage. Just so. That scoundrel is an ancient spellcaster, a cruel bastard that's clung to life in this old tower for centuries. That reign of terror will end today, if I have anything to say about it. Bloodmage Castle has been a scourge across the Isles, and of late his raids have become too much to bear. His minions have collected piles of booty for his dark vault. The head of my order himself charged us with ending this fiend's life. Oh, that bastard is more dangerous than I expected. I'll keep him busy while you two even our odds. Rayan holds the key. He was the one that came up with the plan for our assault. He'll be a tremendous knight one day. Stendar, guide your arm.
Follow me, let's get started! It was so good to see Dame Matic in fighting form. She's gone after the Blood Mage. The tower itself is a conduit for the Blood Mage's power. The heart of the tower is his dark phylactery. He's invested his soul within this mystical construct, so violence to his physical body will not be enough to end his dark reign. I can see you are no stranger to inexplicable arcane phenomenon. Together, we will construct a symbolic weapon that we can use to smash the phylactery. Normal weapons like hammers wouldn't make a dent in this thing. First, we gather materials from the tower grounds. They'll be sympathetic foci for the dark power Blood Mage Castle wields. Once we have the materials, we imbue them with gore from the heart. Then, well, smashy smashy. I've extensively studied this ruin. The spire's statuary gardens should be littered with bones from ancient rites. A large one, possibly a femur, would be a good handle for our sympathetic weapon. Most of my life, really. I've been her squire since I was first able to hold my own sword. It was an inspiration to see her in fighting form, wasn't it? She was ill for some time, just a short while ago. Past it now, I'm sure. But she's such a vibrant force, on the battlefield or the stage. It was a blow to see her barely able to swing a blade. Not like today. I've learned a lot from Dame Maddox's, unorthodox leadership approach. She firmly believes in pushing squires to better themselves. As she likes to say, I'm not your captain, kid. Figure it out. Let's head to the statuary hall on the northwest side of the gardens. Should be plenty of bone to work with there. That one looks strong enough. It'll work for what we need.
Convenient.
We have the hilt, now we need a head. I suggest we make for the prison warrens on the north side of the tower. We should find an executioner's block we can use. For the hammer's head, I suggest we go to the prison warrens. An executioner's block would be perfect for what we have in mind, macabre though it may be. Not exactly traditional, I know, but these objects are soaked in the dark aura of this place. They should prove able vessels for the tower's power. And they'll smash the heart without fail. That's important too.
So also place your bets on what happened with the knight when she was sick. Did she recover conventionally or unconventionally?
Ha! Rayan! The battle goes well! Keep going! I've got this fiend right where I want him! Ha ha!
Somewhere in here is an old executioner square. Keep an eye out for a block, most likely still stained from the tower's darkest days. I cringe to imagine what horrors that thing has seen. Alright, now we need to get the water flowing around the tower again. Let's find that mill, which I believe lies southeast of the tower. We'll need the waters around the spire flowing again if we're going to finish the weapon. Well, binding the parts together won't be a problem. The real question is, how do we imbue it with the heart's power? My research indicates the tower's energies flow into the watercourse nearby.
And also strange that this is a public dungeon. I haven't run into any enemies. Either someone is just ahead of me and clearing them out, or this is a very chill dungeon.
Watch your step. Those sigils are dangerous.
Am I to the left, or perhaps to the right?
Okay, let's see.
Where could I be? Come into the maze and find out. You grow tired of this. You will die in this maze. Next time it won't be so easy. You'll never get out
Does that count? I don't know. Yay! And yeah, I guess others were just ahead of me. And this is also a dead end. This is going to be annoying, isn't it? Let's add a maze, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Hopefully the mechanism is just jammed. See if you can find a way to get it turning.
I never used to fight this much until I met you.
Almost done. We can assemble the weapon at the smithy southwest of the tower. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have much luck running into any bosses.
That's it! We've got the water moving. Now, to put this damnable thing together, we just need to find the blacksmith shop. It's southwest of the tower, I believe. The magic of this place permeates everything. As you saw, the water here has taken on aspects of the Blood Mage's power. Now that we have a hammer made of the pain and death in this place, we just have to, for lack of a better term, forge it. Isn't magic strange? I believe if we dip the weapon into a trough of this churning water, it should have all the properties we need to destroy the heart.
Feel the icy touch of death!
Easy! Let your magic recover! getting good at this.
Attempt
Well, I
here will
probably
see
shouldn't be
no
proud of that.
return. Be gone!
We've got him on the run, Rayan. Keep going. Would it kill them to run away? Well, no, I guess it wouldn't. Maybe they should try that.
I'm guessing this boss is also currently dead.
There's the smithy. Everything we need should be inside. And here we are. Use one of those workbenches to bind the bone and the block together. Exemplary work! Now quench it in the water of the tower and we'll have what we need. Divine save us! Look at that thing. Very well done. We're like the heroes in all of Maddox's old tales now. Let's head to the tower and face down the Blood Mage. I do. With enough time, he might be able to recreate his phylactery, even limited as he would be in his hemomorphic spiritual form. We won't give him the chance. You, Dame Maddox, and I will put an end to him, once and for all.
Oh, that's...
Castle must be close. Let's find Dame Maddox, traveler.
Enough! You will not undo my fear. Die!
No!
Coinless mongrels! Come find me at the Spire's pinnacle if you dare!
Damn it all. I almost had him. They don't feel good either. I'm afraid this is as far as I go. You and Sir Rayan will need to finish our quest. Dash it all. You're so close to victory, and there will be a spot in the Order when I'm gone. It becomes a full-fledged knight today. I'm glad I could play a part. I took on this quest knowing it would be my end. I have only a few months to live. A wasting disease. So terribly cliché. I couldn't stomach the thought of my last tale ending in a sickbed somewhere. I should bloody well hope so. After all this. Thank you, adventurer. Now, let me talk to my squire one last time.
And the answer was, she wasn't better at all.
Better.
Please, let me help.
No. No, my dear friend. You need to finish what I could not.
I have so much left to learn. I'm not ready.
You have been ready for a long time. Take my hat, Sir Rayan, and stand as a knight of our order. Goodbye, my friend.
Thank you, Maddox. I won't let you down. She just had to take center stage, even at the end. I can grieve later. I'll hold up a flagon in her memory and sing one of those songs we learned together. And, of course, wear her ridiculous hat. I know. We can talk about it later. Now then, we need to find the Blood Mage and put an end to his murderous ways. Will you join me? This is it. We need to destroy his phylactery. Smash it with the bone hammer.
My power is as eternal as this tower. Your life ends now, wretch.
Smashy, smashy.
We've done it! I'm going to head back to shore. See you there, my friend. It's over. We have slain the Blood Mage, and I am a knight. What a thrilling adventure. I need to recover Maddox's body. I'll see her brought back to the Order and make sure she gets proper honors for her deeds. No, my friend, you've done so much already. Was her squire. This is for me to do alone. I'd like that very much. Best of luck on your adventures here on High Isle. I'll ensure your name is sung alongside Dame Maddox in the tale of the Crimson Spire. I couldn't have done it without your help. Or, of course, without Dame Maddox. I'm sure wherever she is, she's smiling, singing, and toasting our success. I'll need to return to the Order and let them know what happened. Thank you, my new friend. I'm not sure if I'm worthy of the title, but I will do all that I can to bring honor to the Order of the Albatross. It's what Dame Maddox would have wanted, after all. I didn't, but I suspected. She's been a bit quieter the last few months. She'd never make people worry about her. Those of us closest to her would be the last she'd want to know. She was trying, sometimes insufferable, our Dame Maddox. I mean, look at this hat. But she was also the most generous, kind person I've ever known. And her example is one I shall follow to the end of my days.
So my asshole cat has made a reappearance. He is currently laying on me. So if I sound a little distant and maybe a little muffled, it's because he's literally right in front of my face.
I really don't like your odds.
Okay, he gave up.
Is that the last of them? Oh, thank feck.
That cat is gonna murder me in my sleep one of these days, and it's gonna be completely accidental. He'll just lay on my face and suffocate me to death. Almost. Nice. What's this one? Oh, okay.
Lucky fetcher. I only ever seem to find musty grain and spuds.
Oh, sorry. I've been trying not to gather, because that's not exactly the most interesting thing to watch. But also, old habits die hard. It's easy to do with Blorbo because they don't glow. Is it here? Yeah. Ah. I'm not sure being drunk around a lava vent is the best of ideas, but, you know, you do you. Now the question is he just inside a building or... Okay, just inside a building.
I've no time for pleasantries. I'm up to my ears in cargo manifests. You have some business with me? Body? I'm sorry to hear that. He was never very sneaky. Always stumbling around in the dark. His night vision was horrible, unusual for a Khajiit. Expected? No. I'm just not very surprised. I warned him there was risk. But he was eager and needed the work. Looks like you'll be collecting instead. I'll gladly pay you for his piece of the map. Sure enough, this is definitely one of the map fragments I've been looking for. Balky actually managed to find it to his credit. Shame he couldn't claim the reward. Well, you finished what he couldn't, so here you go. Thanks again. Unless we've got business. I've got no more time to talk. I'm not a rich man, and I got work to do. I'd tell you to mind your business, but you've done me a good turn. I wasn't always such an upstanding citizen. I got involved with some unscrupulous things around Port Hunding. It caught up with me, and I found myself on Aminos soon enough. I befriended another exile from Hammerfell, an old pirate who captained the Scourge of Sentinel. He terrorized the Crown for years before disappearing. He told me he split a map of his treasure among his crew, but they never claimed it. The old pirate gave me his fragment before he passed to the far shores, and told me the rest of his crew were still in the Sisters. So I tried to track them down. None of them seemed to still be alive, but following their trails seems to have paid off. I already hired some others to track down the remaining fragments. I'm not willing to double deal behind their backs, but if you happen across any other fragments in your travels before they do, then that's just their bad luck. Fair?
Why are you still glowing? Oh well. Wait. Oh, okay. I saw the antiquity symbol. It's like, did I really just pass by that? But it's the one I already got.
Someone told me that Gloria Fosta gave her life to cure...
No, you don't know me. But I do know you. Keeping an eye on notable people while going unnoticed is sort of my expertise. The only reason we're speaking is because I'm in something of a predicament. My partner and I were recovering intelligence for the Pact in Shipwreck Shoals. But we were caught by Dreadsail pirates and separated. Imagine the harm Sea Elves could do with Pact maps and orders. We can't allow it. Yes, and I need you to rescue my partner. If she was captured, she'd be consigned to a life of brutal slavery. If you rescue Nari and take care of the documents, I'll forfeit my finder's fee from the Pact to you. The 3 things to look out for are enemy messages to collect, Allied documents to destroy, and Nari to bring to safety. You'll find all of them either among the wreckage on the shoals or among the Sea Elves. Take my skiff to get there. I keep an eye on the sisters for them. Make note of noteworthy people and events, gather information, exchange it with other eyes and ears around the Isles. Folks beneath notice, Nari among them. The rewards far outweigh the risks, usually. This is risky business. Informants that get caught shouldn't expect a rescue, but I just can't leave her. The truth of it is, Nari's my sister. Letting her be dragged off by the Sea Elves would make future family gatherings awkward.
I bet.
It's a particularly treacherous route through the Sisters Archipelago. Anything larger than a skiff that gets pulled in by the currents usually winds up running aground on the shoals. Violently. It's a tempting route for clandestine maneuvers. That makes it a favorite of pirates and Alliance warships seeking to avoid a lot of attention. I suspect the Dreadsail's presence explains why so many ships have been lost lately.
Okay. I was gonna make a joke about these being sea dogs, but then also realized that, you know, that's a very kind of Watcher-specific joke.
Now, I like to think I'm agreeable. Maybe I should have joined the buoyant armigers.
Gather more of these documents. They'll help the Fleet Queen guide our ships to plunder.
I'm alive! Please don't leave me here.
Well, what a nice bunch of plump guppies to be my pets.
Do you want to brag about that, or should I?
Get me out of here, please! Those sea elves are trying to break me, force me to decode documents to help them attack Alliance ships. I can't take much more. You have any idea how long I've been in this cage getting nipped at by reef vipers while Titus found you? I bet he was more concerned about those stupid papers than his own sister. Can you open the cage? I want to get out of here. You're a godsend. Sea elves would have fed me to the vipers piece by piece until I decoded the documents they wanted. Are those the documents we were after? You can give them to Titus. I'm done with all this.
Whee! Neat. Seriously. Just let me jump. Ugh, fine. I'll be a reasonable person and take the safe way down.
You, but now I'm going to.
I can't help but wonder, why did they evolve wings? Like, what advantage did that give them? What purpose did, I mean, is it just to help them get to, like, food faster? But they're like sea serpents? Ah, well.
Well, what were you going to do if they hadn't shown up when they did?
You do realize that if you weren't my sister, you'd have been on your... Stow it, Nari. They're back. Your actions certainly didn't go unnoticed in there. I take it everything worked out, though? You saved the Alliance. And Nari. At least one of those accomplishments is worth the payment I promised. I'll make sure these documents wind up in the right hands. Oh, and if you see us around in the future, pretend you didn't. It's a shame the Sea Elves have laid claim to this spot. It was an ideal location for clandestine exchanges. Not irreplaceable, though. Same can't be said for my sister, which I'm beginning to regret. It's understandable, given the situation, but I can't say I appreciate her taking it out on me. I took care of the situation the best way I know how. All charging in after her would have accomplished is getting both of us captured, or worse.
Don't think I'm done with this, Titus. You were just sitting here cozy while I was getting raked over the barnacles for those documents.
That's part of the job, Nari. You knew the risks when you signed...
Fair.
Guess that was just one of the risks of the job, prig.
Well, I can say that for any and all of my sister's disputes, I've never punched her. So... Yay, siblings. Yeah, nice. Alright, just gonna deconstruct some equipment here. Okay, neat. Oh.
Ah, my butterfly found me a strong helper. If you're out here chasing butterflies, perhaps you have time to assist the druids of the Stone Lore Circle with a matter of great importance. I'm not as young as I used to be and could use your help. The volcano stirs, as if encouraged by an outside force. More importantly, the local volcanic vents, which normally lie dormant, are suddenly teeming with activity. I fear if I don't discover the cause, the destruction will be unimaginable. I need your help investigating the vents. I must commune with the spirits at each site to determine the best course of action. But catching those buggers requires someone spry, and the ritual is easier with 2 people. I'll pay if you'll help. The creatures you catch at each vent will be my conduit to their nature spirits. Then I'll need your help to perform the ritual. Now, let's hurry. Time is short, and we don't want to try and dance with lava. I said as if encouraged by an outside force. It could be nothing more than the ramblings of an old druid. I just know that this activity is strange, but much of nature is thanks to Ifra and his earth bones. I am. The 2 of us would not be having such a friendly conversation were I part of the Eldertide Circle. Lucky you. Can't say much about the Fire Song Circle, however, and I don't care to. Easily. I may be old, but I'm still a druid. I am an arbiter of Ifra's will, and therefore my magic helps me take care of and communicate with nature. I can make flowers grow beneath your feet if I wish, and I can summon spirits. Catching the creatures requires a swift hand, but I also need a bit of your own energy to do the ritual. Once you catch something, you'll need to release it toward me so I can draw on both your power and the creatures to communicate with the spirit. Grab that little one there. That'll do. Butterfly spirits are notoriously difficult to understand, but that was useful, I think. Let's continue. That was somewhat enlightening. Insect nature spirits are a peculiar kind. They always communicate so quickly it's near impossible to parse. It's hard to put into words. Butterflies are fickle creatures, naturally, and even more so when distressed. But it at least communicated to me that the disturbance in the natural order happened quite recently. Curious.
Oh my.
Quick, drink a magica potion.
I don't think that's my problem right now. making good progress on these world bosses. One of the nice things about doing an expansion as soon as it's released and everyone's doing it, I guess.
Ooh, that's a fine specimen there. Grab him. Dragonflies are such poets. The spirit mentioned a high concentration of magicka here. Worrying. A concerning piece of information, but a piece all the same. Come, let us continue. Yes, though neither the spirit nor I are able to determine the source, but abundant magicka in any place that it doesn't belong is a problem. Another part of the puzzle. There's a quick critter now. Catch it, would you? Let's speak. Well, that was enlightening. I thank you for your help. You're quick on your feet. I remember when I could snatch an errant bug from the very sky. Oh, those were the days. Oh, my mind wanders. Let us focus on the task at hand. In a sense, natural spirits do not always communicate in ways that are clear, even to druids. We are but observers of Ifra's will. Still, based on what I've learned, I've developed a theory. The spirits noticed an abundance of magic, both at the vents and within the volcano itself. My people are the only ones who can claim power over volcanic forces, but that doesn't make any sense. Why would anyone want to usher a volcano along? Not forever. But now that I know the nature of the activity, I can conduct a ritual to calm the vents. That way they won't be a danger to anyone. At least not for a while. But to do so, I need your young legs again. How do you feel about torch bugs? The ritual requires an attuned torch bug. I always carry a few on my person. Here, take him. Gently. I'll need you to toss the bright-bummed lad into the largest volcanic vent. It's just to the north. Don't worry, no harm will come to the torch bug.
Well, thank goodness for the bug.
Quickly, this way. We're too late. I'll try to contain it. They'll overload it. while you use the torch bug to seal it.
Well, they definitely are building upon their past kind of events like these. The events being like the Somerset Isles, and then you have the flame astronauts that are feeding into them, similar to the spirits for the events. What are they called? The Harrow Storms. There we go. Harrow Storms. I wonder what they would do to the dolmens if they had the chance to make any adjustments to them. Would they leave them as they were, or would they do something similar to what they're doing with these sorts of things?
Well, that was invigorating. Thank you for your help. I wouldn't have been able to handle all of those creatures on my own. You are a marvel across the battlefield. You saved the day, my sprightly friend. It was. The volcanic vents have been contained, at least for now. The danger is past. The underlying mystery persists, however. Who would use magic to awaken the volcano, and why? I must ponder this. Here, your reward. I appreciate your help. You have my gratitude. Without your help, I would never have discovered how to quell the volcanic vents. Perhaps in time I will puzzle out how exactly they became active again in the first place. But for now, I am content to merely thwart disaster. I intend to determine the cause of this new volcanic activity to the best of my ability. Thanks to you, I am no longer in danger of drowning in a molten wave of Ifra's wrath. Now, I can take my time with my investigation. Were it not for the excess of magic, I would think it nothing more than an example of Ifra's uncompromising and intractable will. But there is more to this. Dread brews in my stomach like a terrible storm. Or perhaps that's just gas. Who can say?
This will keep you out of Emunara's fur until she gets...
I'd swallow her. Traveler, may I ask a favor? I have honorably guarded Lady Garrick's trials for more lifetimes than I can recall. And this necromancer thinks she can cow me? I'll have none of it! Apologies. Thank you for stopping. Would you kindly douse that censer and unbind me? I am the steward of Garrick's Rest. I am bound to this place until someone completes the Trials of Worth. 3 tests that measure the qualities a knight needs to bear Lady Garrick's sacred shield. Unless you're a schemer like Emunara. To take the sacred shield without daring the Trials of Worth. But only one who passes the trials learns the words that dismiss the wards guarding the shield. If you can win the shield before the necromancer steals it, I will reward you.
Now, are they just called trials, or are these like trials? I think they're...
Perhaps. Yes, I'm certain you do. Only an incurious fool wouldn't seek to know more. But it may surprise you to learn that I find being bound like this deeply unpleasant. Please, collect and extinguish the censer. I will answer every question once I'm free.
Okay. Doesn't seem like it's a trial.
Already you show more virtuous character than Emunara ever will. Your compassion will go remembered. Now, enter Garrick's Rest to begin the trials of worth. Pass with honor, but move quickly. I cannot allow Eminara to cheat her way to the shield. As I said, 3 trials await you. Perseverance, wits, and constitution. They each test a virtue that Lady Garrick sought in those she sailed with. I will meet you before each one to explain your goal and offer guidance. After that, it's up to you. Correct. Magical wards surround the shield. After honorably completing each trial, you'll learn a phrase that dispels this protection. Amunara wanted me to tell her this phrase, but I refused. I worry about her plans to get around the wards. They began as a way to weed out those who would serve her poorly. Many aspired to sail with the great Lady Jocelyn Garrick, but she'd only accept the best. If an applicant passed each challenge while maintaining their honor, she welcomed them aboard. Before her last voyage, Lady Garrick asked me to find a new bearer for her shield if she did not return. I swore an oath to find someone worthy. That oath holds me here to this day. Only when the shield is fairly won can I rest. Lady Garrick called it her sacred shield. She claimed that a saint of Arche blessed it with his blood. While she held it, no injury could befall her. I have no reason to doubt this belief. Only when she left it behind did she die in battle. I have thought on that question for ages. At the time, my place was not to question her judgment. I keep reflecting on what she told me. If I don't return, may this preserve my memory. Perhaps she knew the voyage was doomed, no matter what. She declined to tell me. To be honest, I chose not to ask. I knew from the moment I saw Eminara that she wasn't honorable enough to deserve the shield. Strange, though. A shield blessed by the power of Arche should repel a necromancer.
Are you sure it's blessed by Arche? Well, I'm gonna have to get to the entrance eventually.
Off with you, Swit!
Hurry now. Find a way to the shield hall. Who are you? Another mercenary? Another mercenary? Running a bit late, aren't you? This one has all the help she needs. They will already cost more than she budgeted for. You do appear quite exceptional, though. Perhaps Emunara could swap out one of the others for you. Ugh, by all the stars. Why must that ghost make this difficult? Emunara didn't even know he'd be here. Who sticks around after they die to give people tests? This one sympathizes. But when Amunara leaves, the shield goes with her. Amunara supposes that's fair to tell you. There's a story about Lady Garrick's famous shield. RK himself anointed it with his blood, allegedly. An ambitious young necromancer could use such an artifact, draw out its power to become stronger. Who knows what dangers lurk in this old ruin? And Amunara refuses to deal with this trial nonsense. The mercenaries will help me break through into the shield hall. Look, be reasonable. Move on and no one will know. Now this one has work to do. It's quite exciting. Legends say Lady Garrick's shield contains the power of RK. It preserved her life as long as she held it, yes? If Amunara can absorb that power, think of the possibilities. Normally it wouldn't. RK can't stand necromancers. We've blurred the line between life and death. But Amunara may have found a way to invert the divine energies in the shield. She could give her summoned death the same protection Lady Garrick enjoyed. Amunara doesn't like to talk about herself. This one is just a simple Khajiit bone raiser trying to make her way in the world. Look, Amunara just met you. Perhaps next time we can swap stories. For now, this one has a shield to acquire.
Ignore her poisonous words. Stay true to your honor.
This one's binding failed? I worked hard to make that. Say goodbye to the shield, Ghost Knight.
Quickly, enter the first trial. Welcome to your first test. The trial of perseverance. Best the foes awaiting you, and unlock the door to pass.
I mean,
First exit is now unlocked. Proceed.
so far not exactly the hardest of tests.
This one doesn't care if the Ghost Knight frightened you. Find a path to the shield hall.
The second exit is unlocked. Exit to complete the trial. You've shown great endurance, Challenger. Well done. To learn the phrase needed to win the shield, memorize the words on this tablet. Lady Garrick rose from a low-born child to become a highly respected captain in the All-Flags Navy. She knew the value of pushing past any obstacle, even when you believe all is lost. You demonstrate this same tenacity. I am impressed. Next, you will encounter the trial of wits. Sailors must know how to think on their feet. No one writes a manual for everything you encounter on the high seas. Now, move quickly. Amunara continues her destruction of the fortress to bypass the wards. Continue south out of this room and through the caves. You will find the Trial of Wits just beyond. Or, you can take the shortcut through the east wall, if heights don't scare you. Yes, I have watched them tearing down walls across the fortress. She was not exaggerating about her plans to gain the shield. The only way to honorably defeat her is to pass the trials of worth. So hurry. Our time slips away. A magnificent knight. An incredible sailor. She was unrelenting, intelligent, and kind. Serving under her in the Order of the Sacred Shield, even for a millennium, would be an unsatisfying amount of time.
Was a bit of a warm-up.
Why are these corridors so damn confusing?
The trial of wits begins here. Observe the 4 tablets around the room. In the proper order, they will light your path.
So far west, south. West, south, north. Just to be sure. Come on.
Every part of the story points in a direction, but only the proper order of events provides illumination.
West, east, south, north. So, west.
Strong first step.
East.
A wise sailor learns
South.
from their mistakes. Try once again.
North. What? Oh, do I have to do it quickly? Oh, that's not right.
Impressive.
Okay.
next tablet waits beyond the northern door.
So yes, I did have to do it quickly. But it didn't matter in the end.
Read the tablet to learn the next part of the passphrase. Huh? What sorcery comes now? Ah! Brigand? Unhand?
Lower the ward, Ghost Knight.
Nay!
Your lady is dead.
It's a matter... She changed the rules. We must speak. I have not felt pain in so long. How cruel a villain who causes suffering in an innocent spirit. Before, I was defending Lady Garrick's honor. Now, mine is at stake. Since you passed the trial of wits, you may proceed. With one alteration. I previously refrained from asking you to attack Emanara. It seemed that defeating her by the trials of worth was the more honorable path. But she's bound me, torn at my home, and now summoned me like a common specter. I shall refrain no longer. Yes, but not in some plain manner. We can use Emanara's own sensor to bind her. As you carried it, the device will have reattuned for living energies. Next time we meet her, light the incense, then toss it at her. It will bind her as she trapped me. In her recklessness, Emanara buried the door to the third trial under rubble. But I know a hidden route. First, you'll need the key. I can mark on your map where to find it in the library. We'll reconvene there, after I've pulled myself together. She grasped my soul as though I were still a man of flesh, but lifted me like a child. As you saw, Emanara's patience has run out. I underestimated her. She'll raise the whole fortress for the shield. The quicker you pass the final trial, the better. During centuries of death, one finds many opportunities for study. You'll see how large the library of Garrick's Rest is. I grew curious about my nature, and did some reading. Turns out that spiritual energy manipulation is fairly simple. I won't claim to be a full-fledged necromancer, but Emanara's device looks fairly standard issue to me. The incense is energy receptive. It passively attunes to dominant existential energy nearby. Once triggered, the trap seeks similar energy. As I said, many centuries, my friend.
If I wasn't recording, I would definitely be going through every single bookshelf. But again, that's even the ones I'm stopping by. It's just because they're kind of just like these one-off things.
It's been a very long time since I've been here. We hid the key under one of the rugs. Hopefully, it's still there. Found it? Excellent. The secret passage is on the top level of the gardens. I'll meet you there.
How lucky that the last trial happens to have a secret entrance.
here is the secret passage. Enter, Challenger. I'll see you at the third trial. Found your way. Good. Normally, I would not have allowed a challenger to use secret passageways, but Emanara's minions changed the nature of this trial. It is no longer as Lady Garrick designed. So, perhaps I can allow some improvisation. Are you prepared for the next trial? You come to the trial of Constitution. How much pain can you endure, challenger? We shall soon find out. Find a way to unlock the exit without dying. None have passed this final room since before Lady Garrick sailed. Good luck, Challenger. I'm really hoping you'll pull through.
Their concentration.
Emunara doesn't need to solve some stupid puzzle to find the shield, Challenger.
Curses! The door is now unlocked. The question is, can you make it there? Well done! You actually made it through. The last tablet awaits you. We'll talk after. Finally, at long last, someone has accomplished Lady Garrick's third test. She was not a brutal woman, but she did not suffer the weak. It was this attitude that let her ascend so quickly. Now, I have met her equal. Correct. Since you passed all the trials, you learned the passphrase that will let you walk where none have walked for centuries. Just keep following these corridors until you reach the Shield Hall. I'll await you there. I am certain we'll encounter Emanara at the Shield Hall. Be prepared to use the sensor. It should have attuned itself to your unique energy by now. We'll likely only have one chance. Let's make it count.
Attack! Emunara commands you.
She's distracted. Now's your chance. Use the sensor!
What? How?
How does it feel, Necromancer? You and your dishonorable ways came close. but not close enough. Challenger, it's time for you to prove your worth. Are you ready?
Release the Monada! This one must have that shield!
Although the Necromancer has proven herself unworthy, I cannot yet allow you to pass. One more test of worth awaits you. A surprise, to ensure you remember your lessons here. Are you ready for the test of virtue? You need to recall the virtues you learned from the tablets after each trial of worth to answer each question, starting with this one. Faced with overwhelming odds, what must the bearer of the shield demonstrate? Correct. Next question. What keeps the bearer of the shield stable and informs their choices? Correct. Final question. Through what quality will the bearer of the shield reach the pinnacle of their potential and ability? With that final and correct answer, I will dispel the wards and grant you access to the sacred shield. Congratulations, champion.
You will regret
Claim.
this.
What is yours,
worth.
champion? The shield has a new bearer. My oath is fulfilled. I'm finally free. Thank you, champion. You did as you said you would, and claimed the shield before that necromancer stole it from its resting place. My duty is fulfilled, and I can finally rest. Indeed, champion. I confess that I was beginning to fear I'd be trapped amid these crumbling ruins forever. This day, I finally follow Lady Garrick on the greatest voyage of all. Thank you again. May you bear the sacred shield with honor. Good fortune, wherever your adventures take you. I'm sure that censor won't hold her forever. Once she's free, she'll likely be quite angry. I suggest you leave this place before that happens, champion.
Ancient cleaning tools. Fascinating.
Let's ride!
Wasn't sure if that sky shard was going to be up or down, and of course it's down. next question becomes, how far down? Oh, okay. I'm glad they didn't make it too weirdly complicated like they do with some of them. Trying to see where... Oh, okay, it's back in the main city. We'll make our way around there eventually. We're just ignoring him because that's a group trial. And that requires friends. Or at least wanting to talk to people. Which I don't do.
I can't believe what I saw with my own eyes. A talking skull. It can't be. I was just looking for rings, honest. No one was going to miss them, and the dead can't use them. But then there was this voice in the skull. It talked. It politely asked me not to disturb the graves. It sounded like a noble, that skull. It promised me treasures and riches if I helped it. I ran instead. You want to treat with it, be my guest. I left it where I found it. Outside that ruin. The Death's Valor Keep. Or maybe it was the Death Valor's Keep. It doesn't matter. I won't go near it or another grave again.
You appear as if you expected to find me. I wonder, do you know where you stand? That was the home of the long-gone Knights of Death's Valor. Lord Leobert turned on his oath and cursed us with undeath. He performed tainted magic, cleaved our bodies from mortality. But he didn't complete the ritual. His magic confined our bodies to the bounds of the keep. I couldn't allow Leobert to fix the spell, so I hid his ritual tools inside 4 sacred altars. Leobert caught me and threw my body from the ramparts. Once I crossed over the wall, the magic binding my body together dissipated. Help me. Kneel at the altars. Ensure Leobert will never leave. Do this, and the treasures of the graveyard are yours. With your knees and my knowledge, the altars will relinquish the items we seek. Find them in the chapel, the living quarters, the statuary, and the catacombs. Put me in your pack. Together, we'll ensure Lord Leobert's plan is never realized. I prefer to be carried. It's less disrespectful, but I suspect you'll need your hands free for the trials ahead. Honor demands that I accompany you on this quest. More importantly, my presence will be necessary inside Death's Valor Keep. The altars inside served as the final test of a squire's worthiness. The chests won't open unless the Order's creed is said in earnest. My presence ensures that kneeling at the altars will unlock the chests.
You know, it's funny to say, you're not the first talking skull to have in my backpack.
I yearned to see my home one last time, but I never anticipated I'd see what the inside. As squires, Leobert and I fell asleep praying in front of that statue. Nights, lost to the forgotten past, let us live in a manner that befits your long-gone memory. The dagger Leobert used to flay his body. His harebrained sacrifice brought an end to our glorious order. Once, this courtyard was filled with talk and laughter. Now all I can hear is the clanking of items in your pack.
Yuri!
Hopefully, the statues will favor us as well. A knight does not forget that it is their duty to serve others. Lord Leobert, with this book he learned to reject fate. With these pages, he destroyed those who are honorable and true.
the last of them? Oh, thank Beck.
With the chapel so removed from our daily lives, only those undergoing the rites of passage knelt at the altar here. A knight is humble in the face of all that lies beyond mortal comprehension. A knight does not fight the end when it draws near. That chalice was passed down for generations and welcomed countless knights to our halls. The Obert ritual used it to end us before our time.
That was a bit of a warm-up. Easy! Let your magica recover!
The Ubert's chamber. Not even the altar within could return the Knight Commander to his senses.
Come on. There.
A knight is courageous, even in the face of insurmountable danger.
I really don't like your odds. Would it kill them to run away? Well, no, I guess it wouldn't. Maybe they should try that.
The heart Leobert ripped from his chest in the shadow of fear. I doubt he cared about the impact this had on the rest of us. You retrieved every item. At our hands, I would clasp yours in friendship. And leave this cursed keep to the dead. Place the items you dutifully recovered in that grave. Gilbert will never leave his keep now. Now, refill the grave with dirt. It's time the mistakes of the past were buried. Now, no one will suspect what this grave hides. I'd like to be laid to rest atop that tombstone, if you don't mind putting me there. Even without lungs, I cherish being in this fresh air. I'm glad I put my skull in your care, Pilgrim. You prayed at the sacred altars and removed the ritual items from Lord Leobert's sphere of influence. You are honorable and dutiful. No one will look in this graveyard for the items thought to be lost within the keep, and I will watch over them. Your task is done. You have my thanks in all things. Here, I promised you the treasures forgotten in the graveyard. Take them. I'm not sure how long my cursed existence will continue, but I feel at rest. My trials are over. I'll keep my vigil here and look to welcome death with open arms whenever I'm blessed with it. The magic of the ritual will not let Leobert and his lackeys leave the keep's walls. With the ritual items, their strength could grow, but since you took the tools from inside the keep, their cursed forms are trapped forever. I am the only one who exited the keep. I believe the sight of my bones falling apart in the air frightened them. They'd never risk losing their mobility. I'll do my duty and watch over these items. I have a knack for long vigils now. I hope so. I'd like to not rush into it. Not while the others of my order pose a threat inside the keep. But one day, yes, when my time comes, I will smile. And that will be all. There is a pleasing breeze in the air. A new peace calming the keep.
Oh my. So I'll give you a guess as to who's back. It's the asshole cat. he's sorry, he's trying to lay on my face again. And it's kind of obstructing my vision. Okay. He only wanted to use me to take a bath. So how do I... Okay, I think I might see something.
In a big family, you have to know how to scrap.
Okay, I'm pretty confident. And then... Yep. There we go. Whew! I was going to slip off the side and have to do all of that all over again.
Traveler, I advise caution. A corruption has gripped Stonelore Grove, turning the wildlife aggressive and spreading an impurity unlike anything our circle has ever seen. Nature itself has fallen out of balance. That is what I hope to determine. The Archdruid sent me to investigate, but it was all I could do to avoid the once docile creatures of the Grove. I found a few pockets of corruption that must be cleansed, but I need another druid to assist me. Really, I just need another set of hands. Here, let me mark your map. I'll cast the cleansing spell, then you burn out the impurity. That will temporarily restore the balance while we search for the source. The circle will compensate you, of course. Let's find a few concentrated areas of corruption. My spells will cleanse the impurities, then you burn them. Hopefully we can determine the source of the corruption before this malady spreads to the rest of the island. Just keep your guard up. It wasn't always. It used to be one of the safest locations on the island. In fact, my ancestors deemed the grove sacred when they first arrived. Now the corrupted wildlife attacks for no reason, and some of my fellow druids have been afflicted. Not much, unfortunately. I noticed its effects a short time ago. Usually docile creatures turning aggressive. A strange blight spreading through the plants and trees. I brought my concerns to the Archdruid, who initially thought I was overreacting. I'm not sure anyone has ever convinced Archdruid Agatha of anything. But she couldn't deny that something strange was happening in the Grove. She ordered me to look into it and bring my findings back to the Circle Elders. Nothing. I haven't gone back yet. Until I determine if the corruption can be cleansed and find the source, I don't actually have anything new to report. Well, except that now the corruption has spread to some of my fellow druids. Just that. They have become as hostile as the rest of the afflicted wildlife. We may have to deal with any corrupted druids we meet. But with your help and the blessing of the true way, we'll soon have a solution to present to the Circle Elders. I suppose you would call it our doctrine, our religion. The true way represents a life guided by natural principles and the value and willfulness of nature. All of nature comes from Ifra, and the druids are the arbiters of Ifra's will. Have you never heard of Ifra where you come from? The storyteller? The god of song and forest? The spirit of the now? Ifra formed the frame upon which nature was woven. He gave rise to the rules of life on Nirn. His way is the true way. I am a druid of the Stonelore Circle. I am a teacher, a healer, a counselor, as well as a steward of the natural world. I hear the voice of Ifra and his earthbones, and I do my best to be his advocate. Natural principles guide my every action. Oh, that was early in the First Era. After struggling against the Dureni hegemony, our ancestors came to this archipelago because of its connection to Ifra. When they arrived, our druidic circle deemed Stonelore Grove to be a sacred site. Not to be confused with our ritual circles. I mean the druids of the archipelago all belong to one of 3 distinct subgroups. You would probably call it a sect. Those who hold to the same circle share common beliefs and approaches to Ifra's will. The druids of this grove belong to the Stonelore Circle. We revere nature, but believe that all cultures have a place here. Some of the High Isle folk refer to us as the friendly druids. We rarely evangelize, letting our work speak for itself. You'll probably encounter the Eldertide Circle in your wanderings. Be careful. They are overtly hostile to the civilized residents of High Isle. As for the Firesong Circle, even I don't know much about them. They never leave the island of Iphalon. A corrupted shrub. Burn it with cleansing fire after I cast my spell. Throughout the grove. First the plants, then the animals, and now even some druids have been afflicted. The corruption spreads quickly. Burn the corpse while I cast a cleansing.
We are the spirit of the grove. We are the Evergrowth, and we This druid seeks to help, while another has unbalanced the true way. Aid us, mortal, before the nature that sustains this grove collapses.
How disconcerting. The Evergrowth hasn't spoken in generations. Pardon that display. I've never been forcibly taken over by a spirit of nature before. I wasn't sure if the corruption was connected to the Evergrowth, but now we know. And we know a druid is somehow involved. That troubles me. As I understand it, this grove was deemed sacred by the early druids, but it was also out of balance. They shaped Ifra's laws into a spirit and gave that spirit dominion over the grove. It recognized that I was trying to help it, and reached out. Yes. But is that druid acting out of malice, or ignorance? Either way, if the Evergrowth succumbs, then the corruption will increase and spread out of control. We must take this news to the Circle Elders. Meet me in our village. Our village lies at the center of the grove. Once we get there, I will tell the Archdruid and the other elders what we learned. Not much to tell. Archdruid Agathy oversees our community here. A number of the village elders serve as her advisors and help train the younger aspirants and initiates in the true way. I'll introduce you to them once we get to the village.
Of course, all of the Dark Elves are hanging out next to the lava pit.
Archdruid, elders, this outsider helped me. And the Evergrowth, it spoke through me.
The spirit of the grove? It hasn't manifested like that in many generations. Are you sure?
Druid Audrine has never given us reason to doubt her observations. Tell us, child, what did the spirit say?
It warned us that nature was out of balance. That a druid was responsible for this trouble.
Out of balance? That explains the corruption. But to blame a druid, I cannot accept that without proof.
Then we will find that proof. Friend, meet me at the Circle's ritual site.
What is it?
Over here, my friend. The Circle Elders cannot accept that one of our own may be responsible for this disaster. And I could hear the doubt in their voices concerning the Evergrowth. We need to prove that one of our Circle has caused this unbalance. Help me investigate. Search the village for any signs that a druid is involved in the corruption. Look in the huts. Ask my fellow druids. Someone or something here will lead us to the source of the corruption. It has to. We'll wait and see if it communicates with us again. If not, I have an idea. But let us try to find the druid responsible for this situation first. I want to determine if this was an accident or a deliberate and reckless act.
What?
A ritual? That's proof that a druid caused this problem. Look, there's a mistake in the second line. They wrote remove instead of restore.
I didn't know you were interested in that genre. I'll have to remember that.
Good gathering, stranger. I do not recognize you, but I know Druid Audrine very well. What may I do for you this day? Nothing specific, I'm afraid. just that the corrupted animals have made foraging in the grove dangerous. Oh, this might interest you. I felt a disturbance emanate from the wards in the undergrove recently, like a surge of power went through them. The island's volcanic vents create all sorts of underground spaces. The large cavern beneath us is the undergrove. No one's allowed down there, not without the Archdruid's permission. The wards have something to do with the spirit of the grove. Yes, the Evergrowth. I'm surprised you know that ancient designation. I believe the wards reinforce the spirit's connection to the grove, but I'm not an expert on that. I can sense them, though. I have an affinity for such things.
The Undergrove? No one but the Archdruid ever goes down there.
Well, then what do you want to bet your Archdruid's guilty?
I see that Druid Audrine has brought us a visitor. What can I do for you today, traveler? As a matter of fact, I noticed animals in the grove suffering from an affliction. I mentioned it to Archdruid Agathy, and she said she would look into it.
When I spoke to the Archdruid, it seemed like that was the first she heard of the corruption in the grove. Ritual fetish. It reeks of the same corruption spreading through the grove. I wonder who it belongs to. I think we have everything we need to convince the Archdruid. Let's review what we discovered. Definitely a druidic ritual fetish. I use such accoutrement when conducting my own rituals. But this one bears the taint that afflicts the grove. This fetish must have been used in the ritual that released the corruption. Whoever scrawled this did so in haste. They made an obvious mistake in the middle verse. It should say restore, but the author wrote down remove. That alone would have disastrous effects when the ritual was performed. Someone or something disturbed the wards in the Undergrove, probably when the ritual was performed. And it appears the Archdruid knew about the corruption before I mentioned it, but she acted like she knew nothing. I don't know all the details, but from what I've been taught, the Evergrowth resides in the Undergrove. The wards connect it to the grove, but also bind it. We need to talk to the Archdruid. She's usually in the Northern Grove this time of day. I'll meet you in the northern part of the grove. The Archdruid? What? Oh no, she's spreading the corruption.
The All-Wither. It's inside me, forcing me to do as it bids.
Where did she go?
Speak with me, mortal. The spirit of the grove has need of you. We are the Evergrowth. The one you sought. She carries the taint of our corruption. We remember her from the Undergrove. She performed the ritual that released this blight upon the land. The Archdruid sought to renew our bindings, but the ancient spells had already frayed. The part of us that is the All-Wither tricked her. She spoke the wrong word. Now, the All-Wither is free to spread its corruption, and the entire grove is in danger. The All-Wither is a part of us, a spirit of nature, called forth and made manifest by the ancient druids. At this sacred grove,
The laws of nature are malleable. To strengthen those laws, the druids bound us here. But nature consists of circles. At one end, life. At the other, death. We are both life-nurturing growth and all-withering decay. That part of us is now free. And once the corruption fully takes hold, the evergrowth will be gone. Only the all-wither will remain. Will you help us? Tell the druids what we have said. They summoned and bound us in the past. They must be able to do so again. But urge them to hurry. The corruption consumes us. Soon, we shall not be able to stave off the all-weather.
No matter how many times that happens, I am not sure I will ever get used to that. Return to the village, and tell the elders what the Evergrowth said. I'll join you momentarily. Elder Karik, we have troubling news concerning the Archdruid.
Slow down, Audrine. Tell us what happened.
The Evergrowth confirmed she performed the binding ritual, but she made a mistake. She released the All-Wither.
The Archdruid is responsible for the corruption? And she released the All-Wither? Oh, the Grove is doomed!
The Evergrowth is here and willing to help. In exchange for certain considerations. The Archdruid has returned to the Undergrove. Even now, the All-Wither compels her to speed up the spread of corruption so it can consume us. In our weakened state, we cannot stop the All-Wither from becoming the prominent spirit of the Grove. We can, but only if you and this druid break the remaining wards that bind us to this place. That will allow us to recover enough of our power to restore the balance and return the All-Wither to its proper location in the circle. The All-Wither moves quickly. Already we can feel ourselves weakening, losing cohesion. The remaining shreds of our bindings have been corrupted and add to our pain. If you set us free, we can pull energy from the uncorrupted grove and aid you. We are the spirit of the grove. We maintain the balance and keep the true way. We know our duty and our responsibility. Trust us. Together, we can end the corruption and return the grove to its natural state. But decide quickly. We do not have long.
Elders, allow us to enter the Undergrove and do as the Evergrowth asks. We can't let the All-Wither become the dominant spirit.
For all we know, this is exactly what the All-Wither wants us to do. But, yes, go. We'll do what we can up here to slow the spread of the corruption.
The spirit wants us to enter the Undergrove and release its bindings. It claims that will allow it to overcome the All-Wither. I sensed no duplicity while we were connected. I believe the Evergrowth spoke true of its intentions. The entrance I am aware of is in the northern part of the grove. I will meet you there. I have never been in the Undergrove, my friend. I have no idea what we might encounter down there, so be on your guard and ready for anything. We find the corrupted wards. I cleanse them and you break them, much as we did in the grove. After we deal with the initial wards, the Undergrove's central chamber should open, allowing us to destroy the last binding ward and set the spirit free. Magical wards bind the spirit to the grove. We need to find those wards, cleanse them, and destroy them. I'll cleanse the wards, then you destroy them.
Is the natural end of all things.
Additional wards out here. The central chamber should now be accessible. Let us go and set the spirit free. The final ward is somewhere in here. Find it and destroy it. Return to the village and tell the elders the good news.
You did as we asked. We shall do the same. The All-Wither is back where it belongs, as a natural part of our circle. Balance has been restored.
Thank you, Spirit of the Grove. Adventurer, the Evergrowth wants to talk to you.
You and this druid have our thanks, mortal. You trusted us, and now the balance of nature has been restored. The All-Wither is a part of us, just as death is a part of life. Two parts of the same circle. They are back where they belong, in the natural order. And we are where we are needed, maintaining the balance of this sacred grove. There may still be corrupted wildlife lingering about, but the druids can deal with that. Otherwise, know that the danger has passed. And know that we are grateful, mortal, for everything. May your...
The Evergrowth says the grove is safe now. It will continue to perform its sacred duty.
For now, I just hope we don't regret removing the binding wards. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Adventurer, may we speak? It's disappointing that the Archdruid tried to renew the wards on her own and allowed the All-Wither to take control of her. At least we were able to restore the Evergrowth and stop the spread of corruption. Now? Now life returns to normal here in the Grove. Though without the binding wards, we may need to be more compassionate to the Evergrowth. We want it to stay happy. Oh, and before I forget, this is for you. From the Stone Lore Circle, with thanks.
In light of all that has happened, Audrine, we would like to make you a Circle Elder and Mediator with the Evergrowth.
Druid Audrine, an elder, and mediator to the... Oh, very well.
An elder? And the mediator? I don't know what to say.
I hope you'll say yes. You proved yourself and demonstrated a singular rapport with the spirit of the Grove. Will you take on these responsibilities?
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's a good place to call it for today. Next time we will complete our circuit of the island, or well, this part of the island, and hopefully get around to some main quests. So until then, I'll see you all later.